Mom, leave me alone. I wanna be famous. I wanna be famous. My therapist said I got ADHD. I don't even really know what that means.
Howdy y'all, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be doing the third video in my little dissecting Amberlynn's Emily crash out thing. Yeah, it doesn't really have like a proper like series name or anything. I wasn't really sure what to call them. But so this one is when Mr. Snowflake dropped his video with all the screenshots of the text messages between himself and Emily. And today that's what we're going to be going through. So back then I had taken the liberty to go to Mr. Snowflake's video, grab a bunch of the screenshots, or all of the screenshots of everything that they said, and I edited them into this video, my highlights, just so that we can read along to what she says, because she does not read all of the message. She reads most of the messages all the way through, but she does not read all of them. She skips over stuff, and there's 3 specific screenshots that she skips entirely and does not refer to at all. And I know that I included those here too. Let's get into it.
Personally do not and will not be watching, per se, like listening with my fucking ears, Snowflake's video. He triggers me. He gives me anxiety. He is an apologist. He has made tons of people believe that a 12-year-old lies about SA. I have it on mute. I don't.
But you did, though. But you did. You said, and it's not that a 12-year-old was lying about it. You were lying about it now as a grown adult. That's like, don't do this whole thing where you're going to try to like bring up kid you and make us feel bad for kid you, because we're not talking about kid you. We're talking about adult you who lied about it, provedly. Okay, what she said was that her father's friends like were assaulted her and were touching her and doing this and that because they were always around because of her dad. And then it was so crazy at the time. I felt so fucking gaslit. It was insane. At the time, it was either like the next day or the day after she went live, like again, and said that her father's friends never touched her. And then also, I don't remember when she said this, but she's also said that they would touch her leg and like tuck her hair behind her ear, and she called that assault. So there's like, that's another thing that we could go through too. I almost don't even want to go pull up clips, because that's another thing that we could just, maybe I'll do highlights for those and we'll just actually go through those live streams and see the lies right next to each other. Anyway, let's continue on with this though right now. Like, Christ, I'm making the docket for myself impossibly long.
I want to listen to it. I'm going to respond to what she said. And I'm nervous because Emily messaged me last night and we've been arguing through text messages. And it's been just this vicious cycle of what it's been this whole time, of her saying one thing, me saying another, her saying one thing, me remembering another, her saying one thing, me experiencing another. And I feel like I'm going actually genuinely crazy right now.
So that's another thing that I do believe, but again, it has to have the little caveat for her delusion. She is delusional, and it's also like while she believes what she's saying, on the other hand, it's also true that she remembers things in a way that paints her in the best light. She doesn't remember what actually happened. She's already like reworked it in her mind and made excuses for herself and justified everything she's done.
The reaction channels who once thought my ex was all of these horrendous things, like, have now like switched the script, and Emily is like a saint and we need to like interview her.
Nobody said that. I don't think a single person, not even like a reaction channel, just anyone, has ever said that Emily was a saint. Nobody's acting like that. Anyway, I put text on the screen. She's been repeating this ad nauseum. People can think that you were both terrible, Amber. Stop with the black and white bullshit. Yeah, I mean, back then, I was just so exhausted of her trying to do that little narrative. Like, it's not fucking true, Amber.
You know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I regret not doing this with the whole Beck thing, but it's my turn to respond to exactly what Emily said.
And did she not respond to the Beck thing? Did she not? Like, it was in members stream, so I didn't see it, but I specifically remember people, like, every other day talking about something Amber said in the members streams about, and it was like a response to Beck. So, like, did she not respond?
scared in the sense of like she has been threatening me. She's doing this whole dance of, if you shut up, I'll shut up. My thing is, for 8 months of the time that we were in a relationship, I know you're watching, hi. You were literally online, publicly humiliating me and hurting me while we were in a relationship. You were doing it anonymously, but also with your name. So hardcore that people were actually truly believing we weren't together. And I had to keep my mouth shut.
See that? Okay. I remember how much that bothered me the first time I heard it too. That's so weird, isn't it? What do you mean? Like that? Let's hear it again.
Hardcore that people were actually truly believing we weren't together. And
like, isn't that what she wanted though? Isn't that why she was lying, to make people think that they weren't together because Emily was being blackmailed? Like, hello?
I had to keep my mouth shut. The fact that she had the audacity to message me last night and I was trying to reply with these like well thought out responses. Why do I take the time? Why do I take the time? The brows, you're so fucking insane. Like, it's actually
You know, I'm sure that's how fucking Emily feels too, by the way. You're both fucking delusional.
crazy. Let's say she did all that. Okay, that doesn't change what you did. My whole thing is like, why is it always Amberlynn? Why is it always Amberlynn that's in the fault? Always Amberlynn. You know what's funny?
Because you suck. Because you never have, like, once admitted your wrongdoings ever, have never self-reflected, so it's just 30 fucking years of bad behavior stacked on top of each other.
The thing that I know to be true is that Emily was held up. I do know that to be true. Like, it's literally in court documents. That's not a lie. That's something that did happen. And when it happened, I stuck by her side. I made a whole video. I wrote a whole fucking thing and read it in a YouTube video. And I stuck up for her through and through because you want to know why? The haters and the girl world of it all and the reaction channels were saying that it was Emily's fault that happened to her. Somehow, when I was in love with Emily and in a
And yet, I don't know if it's this one, but she is gonna go on to say, like, she's gonna reach out, she's gonna bring up Diabetic in the Basement and say, like, I want to talk to her. I want to talk because I get it now. Something like that. So, what the... She's crazy.
relationship and in Wisconsin, and people thought I was like so happy. Whatever. It was Emily's fault that that happened.
Nobody thought you were so happy. Nobody thought that. Nobody. Girl, you did not have anyone fooled.
Okay. But now Amberlynn does reactive abuse to like literally some crazy shit, and all of a sudden, oh, poor Emily. It's not making sense to me. And you have a history of being abusive though. You guys have a history of just hearing like hearsay. So think about that for a second.
But it's every single ex has said pretty much the same fucking things. It's like, how is everyone else lying, but you're not?
I was never abusive. Like, I've genuinely explained this so many times. So it's like, why am I going to get into it again?
No, you haven't.
Genuinely, truly. And you know who else has a history of being abusive? Emily. Whoa. Fucking crazy, isn't it?
We all knew that. We told you that, and you didn't listen, and you continued to date her anyway, and that's why you're here right now. The fuck?
Somebody is switching up and saying that they love her now. You both are problematic. The difference with you is that you have a history of abusive behavior. So does she. Amber, you could probably shut everyone up.
See, that's not a denial, though. That's an admission. So does she is not a denial of Amber's abusive past. She wants it, like... Doesn't matter how many times, like, you think that you explain it, it doesn't negate the fact that it's still abuse.
Up with proof. I probably could, but I'm not like this girly pop that's just like, here's proof, plus how the fuck do I show it? All exes have said the same.
She's been on YouTube for, like, 11 years at this point, and she doesn't know how to put a screenshot in the video. Like, come on. It's pathetic. I learned how to do that, like, to put a clip in the video, like the first video I ever fucking made, because I'm not a lazy piece of shit.
same thing about you. You know what's funny about that? It's easy to do when you have thousands of people backing you up. Thousands. Literally thousands.
And you don't, Amber? Oh, sorry, what? Like, you have 250,000 subs on your channel. And you claim all the time that you get so much support, so many messages on Instagram, you have so many true supporters. So what exactly are you talking about? So what exactly is your fucking point? She's so dumb.
Why should we believe your words but not your ex's? Mandy, that's a good question. Like, this is very much like hearsay. It's like, do you believe this person or do you believe that person? My question for everyone truly is, have you ever seen me this fucking, like, insane? Like, go back to not the...
I'm pretty sure that we have. I'm pretty sure that we have.
The live stream from yesterday, but the one from, like, the first one I did about this whole mess. Have you ever seen me that hurt? Have you genuinely ever seen me that hurt about another ex? To that point where I'm, like, literally gasping for air. 9 times out of 10.
I think even if we've seen it or not, I'm sure it's happened because that's just how it feels to her to lose her narcissistic supply pretty much every time.
We're not with a partner who actually really likes our body. We're with a partner who, you know, falls in love with our personality, or it's our eyes, or, you know, it's the cute button nose, or you have such a wonderful heart. I love your laugh. Being around you is so fun. But, like, I'm just going to deal with your body because I fell in love with the rest. And finally I got with someone that, like, desired my body, and I've never experienced that before.
And that's not love, Amberlynn. This is like the one thing that she, like, lists about Tommy that she actually, like, loves about Tommy. She never goes on about, I think she said, like, oh, she's funny and lovable in something, like, once. Like, what do you actually love about Tommy?
And it feels...
And it's not allowed to be about how they make you feel, Amberlynn. What do you actually love about Tommy?
Like, it genuinely felt like I took some, like, drug I've never taken before. It was intoxicating. It was blissful. It was something I've never felt before. As a 34-year-old woman, I've never felt that, and I finally did.
Right, she doesn't love Tommy. She loves the way that, Emily makes her feel.
So then when she would make fun of me and she would make fat jokes, like, literally to my face, that's one of the reasons why I knew it was her that said Pocahontas, who said that if I lost weight, I'd look like a melted candle. Because she also said that about another girl who lost a bunch of weight, and that's how I knew it was her. And she lied and lied and lied. She was like, that's not my Reddit, that's not my Reddit, that's actually my friend, that's actually my friend's. And then she finally admitted it to me, and she said it was hers. Saying that you desire my body to literally making fun of it. Explain the...
No one cares, Amber. Like, no one cares. She keeps saying this like it's some big fucking massive point. As if it's not, like, something we all knew was gonna happen. Because she's a feeder, and you knew that because you were told.
Proof you lied about E letting R out. I did not lie about E letting R out. I will literally take that to my grave, or to my cremation, or to wherever the fuck I go once I pass on. I swear on everything and everyone. Okay.
And it means absolutely nothing because, like, it's Amber. She'll go to extreme lengths to defend even the dumbest of lies. So, whatever.
First thing that
Anyway,
popped up was...
we're finally getting into the actual, the text messages.
Hi, Emily. Hope all is well. I'm about to kiss your ass so I can make some money and get some clout. What made you want to come out now and discuss your time with Amber? Okay. So funny situation about this is Emily and I literally just got into an argument, and that's it. That's it. That's always what happened. Anytime you guys saw her talk shit about me online.
What was the argument about? I want to know. It's really important, Amber. It's really important context. And if she's, and the way she's just saying it, it's like it's just a little thing. It does make me wonder if it was just some random, non-consequential bullshit that Amber started.
It's literally only because we got into an argument. That's it. If that's not, like, some type of, like, I say abuse because it's, like, a lack of a better word.
What was the argument about? You can't say it's abusive unless we have all the context. It's important. It's not just a black and white fucking thing, Amber. Christ.
You guys give me another word for it. I don't fucking know. If that's not whatever that is, then what the fuck is it? What is it? What the fuck is it? Tell me. Because I don't know. I feel fucking insane. Emily.
It's just that. That's what it is. You being insane. That's it.
Just once. Honestly, I was content staying silent for a long time, but you weren't. You weren't silent. What? I was silent. That was me. That was me. But I'm tired of watching her dodge.
You had to be silent, Amber, because you knew the moment you said anything, this was gonna happen. You have to be silent.
Any real accountability. You are literally the queen of dodging accountability. For you to say sorry.
Okay, like just get ready for like endless amounts of projection. Just this might be a good spot to just be like, you know, this is gonna be irritating. Like maybe I should have said that at the beginning. This is gonna be really fucking irritating.
Random fact, Emily does not know that word. I don't think it's in her vocab. She creates her own reality and expects everyone to play along. Are we describing you right now? The sad part is most people do because they're either scared of her and don't want to deal with the drama. But I hit a point.
Okay, I'm just pausing because that little thing that she said before about Emily not having the word sorry in her vocab, that is relevant later. I know, I remember hunting down that clip for a future video for some reason.
Where I just couldn't sit back and watch her keep writing the truth. You are not afraid of me. How many
Oh, okay, okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me play it.
times have I said that I'm afraid of you? You're not afraid of me because you've gone public behind my... Amberlynn, calm down.
Okay, so Amber is sitting there saying that you are not afraid of me. And one of the screenshots that Amber skips over is literally proof of Emily being afraid of Amber. These are ones that came out around, or they happened around Rarity going missing. Amber had said, "and looking everywhere all day," but Emily responds, "I am afraid to come home, to be honest." Amber responds, "I didn't go to the back porch. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to cause you any stress. You can come home and go into the bedroom. I'll stay in the living room till you wake up for work." So Amber really sitting here saying that, knowing that these messages exist, is fucking wild.
I'm about to have a BPD meltdown here on live. Can you imagine? Literally, behind my back, you've said awful things about me. You've done it publicly knowing that I would see it. If you were afraid of me, you would have never done those things. Not only that, if you were afraid of me, you would have never verbally abused... I've said that word so many times, this is not going to be monetized. Like, you wouldn't have verbally... Is there another word for that? You wouldn't have verbally... me repeatedly to my face, in text, in Messenger, in this, in that, on FaceTime, on the phone. You wouldn't have done those things if you were afraid of me. You're not afraid of me. There's nothing to be afraid of. There is nothing to be...
Again, it's just so absolutely wild that she is really sitting here saying that, knowing that she was chasing Emily down from room to room in the house, blocking doorways. Like, apparently, like, even if she pushed her or not, you know, she's fucking clumsy apparently, and while she's chasing you down, might push/fall into you and hurt you in the process.
Be afraid of. Yes, you could be afraid of a BPD meltdown because those can be kind of hectic, not gonna lie about it. But
so what, Amber? Like, how are you gonna sit there and contradict yourself like that from like 1 second to the next?
you're not afraid of me. That's just easy for you to say to look like the victim. So I guess we start at the beginning. I'm guessing everything was...
Then why would she say it to you in a private setting like that, like through Messenger? And Amber at the time clearly did not try to be like, "You're not afraid of me. Why would you even say that?" She went along with it like she knew exactly why Emily was afraid of her.
Fine at the start of the relationship, or was there any little red flags? Well, there was red flags for me, but you know what? I was so fucking blinded by love bombing that I just like, red flags? What? They're in heart shapes though. All the red flags.
She's so stupid. You don't have a point. This is so obviously fucking, contrived? I don't know if that's the right word. It's something.
Let's see. Long. Okay. Emily said, at first everything was great. I really thought I had found someone who was kind, laid back, and just fun to be around. She was able to carry on a conversation. And it's hard to find these days. Looking back now, I obviously was looking at everything through rose-colored glasses. Wow, that sounds very Amberlynn coded. That sounds very Amberlynn coded because that's how I feel about you. That is genuinely how I feel about you. She really made it seem like she was a grounded, supportive person. I told her upfront I was grieving Colleen and still will be. Yes, that is true. She said she understood and respected that. Yes, that is true. Still do. She said it wouldn't be an issue at all. That is true. That was super important to me for her to be accepting of it. And for a little while, it felt good. We actually had fun together. We laughed, we joked around, and it was chill. I genuinely enjoyed spending time with her before she started showing me who she really was. I would love to hear who that was. I guess it was a typical scenario of love bombing.
Oh, you'll hear it, Amber.
I stayed the same throughout our whole relationship, even to the point of all of the betrayals, the lies, the emotional cheating, the deceit, all of it. I stayed the same. I stayed the same.
Wait, no, because wait. In the last video, she was saying something about how Amber was changing and Emily wasn't. So how did you stay the same the whole time? If you were meant to be like changing and working on yourself. Ew.
The fact that you can sit there and say that the roller coaster of our relationship that we were in was due to my love bombing and not your unwavering love. That is something that you told me, that I had unwavering love, that I was unwavering in general. And no matter what you put me through, I still stayed the same. That is what you said to me. But you, every day, I did not know what Emily I was going to wake up to. Was it the one that loved me? Was it the one that hated me? Was it the one that just wanted my belly? I never knew. 9 times out of 10, it was the one that hated me, especially towards the end.
Yeah, but we know why. I'm pretty sure, like, I believe, like, Amber believes that this is, like, her experience or whatever, but there is absolutely, like, no accounting for how Amber was acting during that time. We know for a fact she was not fucking unwavering. Oh, wait, and then also, but she said that she would be, like, crying, like, all the time and, like, emotional and stuff. How are you? That's not unwavering if you're just like an emotional up and down wreck all the time either. Because, wait, how does she have BPD and her emotions? Like, she goes from like crying to laughing from 1 minute to the next because her emotions are all over the place. But she stayed the same their entire relationship and she was unwavering. I would not describe. I don't think me or any like person who knows they have BPD would describe themselves as unwavering ever.
But I stayed the same. I kissed your ass because I was scared of you. Finally, when my BPD.
Oh, but it's just easy for you to say that you're scared of her to look like the victim though, Amberlynn. So why are you sitting here saying it now?
Meltdowns, tantrums, whatever the fuck you want to call them, would snap. That's when my fear was gone because I was so heightened and so scared. My fight or flight was fight. The fact that you're turning
Okay. I'm just gonna keep that little nugget in my brain.
this around and rewriting this whole thing to make you seem like a victim because my ex Beck might have been is fucked up. You know exactly.
Might have been. Oh. Might have been. Is that accountability, guys? Is that her taking accountability right there? For everything that she did to Beck?
Exactly what you're doing. Tell me why your relationships, you broke up because the arguing was non-stop.
I never proposed to her because we literally fought so much and I wasn't sure if we would ever truly be happy together. Like, because there was just so much fighting and tension.
I'm just really surprised that she didn't just like keep you locked and cornered into an argument all night and you got no sleep. Because if that would have happened with me and her, that's what she would have done with me.
Emily is that type of person who would wake.
Oh, God. And I think Destiny after that just says something like, oh, that never would have happened with me. Or like Destiny would have never like allowed that basically or something. God damn. God damn. Those clips, they hit really fucking hard in the middle of all this.
Up, you wake up in the greatest mood. I'm talking about me. Get me for an example. I wake up in the greatest mood. I'm in Wisconsin. I'm with my partner. We have wonderful fur babies. Everything's fine. She wakes up.
Then how on the same or on the other hand were you also crying all the time?
Raging at nothing. First time, I was like, okay, this is weird. Second time, I'm like, whoa, is this gonna be a pattern? Third time, I knew it was gonna be a pattern. And you're rewriting history to the very fucking creator who called you a murderer. After everything I've been through, it was just nice to feel wanted and not. Oh, it was just nice to feel wanted and not be so alone anymore. I did want you. I did. And you weren't alone with me. That's one thing about having BP is I might be up your ass a little too much. Thankfully with Zoloft, I gave you a lot of space. And it felt good because it was space that I also needed. But one thing is, you were never alone. No matter what you put me through, you were never alone. You hurt.
Oh, okay. I think I misunderstood, or I was misunderstanding her. I took her very literally when she said you were never alone with me. And I was like, what the fuck? What? Yeah, never mind.
Me and I was the one apologizing for getting blood on your floor. That was a metaphor. I don't want people to take that serious.
I forgot about that bit. She says that like 2 different times. And it's so fucking cringy. So cringy.
That's how our relationship was. Was it still nice when she came to stay with you? How long was she meant to stay? I'll answer that question. It was nice in the beginning, maybe for a few days. But I'm telling you, every day was a roller coaster because I had no idea what Emily was going to wake up. And that fucking sucked. It reminded me of my dad, low key. That's how it was when I was a child. How long was she meant to stay for? A few weeks. A few weeks. She didn't.
Except Emily says pretty much the same thing. Amber started changing like 2 days after she got there. So, they both kind of have like, see, this is what I mean. Like, I believe both of them. They both kind of have like the same like warped perspective on this. And it is, and of course they are both the problem. So they both probably exacerbated each other and both probably started this whole cycle and fed into it, but neither one of them can admit that it was both of them. They have to have it be one or the other. And I'm just glad that, again, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I'm glad that they're together and not out here torturing someone who doesn't deserve it.
Didn't want me to leave. I didn't want to leave. That's how it is with lesbian relationships. U-Haul lesbians, we didn't make up that term. That's a term for a reason. Her reply, there were...
It's just not, it's not fair. It's not fair to lesbians to, like, group in you're fucking crazy and try to assign it to the rest of them.
little red flags early on. Like, Amber would get upset if I didn't FaceTime her for hours every single day. Okay, hold on. I was going to respond to that. Let me finish the sentence. Or if I was busy at work and she didn't have time to message her. So first things first, the FaceTime her for hours every single day. That's true. And I think it's because that is the way that she said, okay. So her and Colleen would be on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. And that is how mine and Emily's relationship started. And it was because she wanted that. Even though we're on
Yes. I did put in a clip. All right, here we go.
FaceTime like 24/7. But
I don't shoot you as much as you should.
Okay, so that was a little bit fast. That was when she was getting together with Jade and saying how they were on FaceTime 24/7.
Shade me.
You shade me
but
more.
I said something earlier while you were on FaceTime with someone that embarrassed you a little bit.
Yes, I understand that wifey has not seen me on a day-to-day basis, but we literally FaceTime from the minute we open our eyes to the minute like we close our eyes. And I know that sounds like super crazy, but we just go about our day on FaceTime. It feels like we're hanging out. It is what it is.
It was KO.
No, you do not spend literally 14 hours on FaceTime. Becky, how often are we on FaceTime?
Constantly. Literally.
I don't think you guys understand.
Even when she's at work, constantly. Bed, constantly.
Yeah.
The morning, the second their eyes pop open.
It's like we're hanging out. It's totally fine.
You guys are obsessed.
So when that
Okay, so do we think that it was really just something that Emily wanted? After hearing that? Do we really think that? And then we also know, and we're going to get to it, but we also know the way that she was hounding Erica to, like, get on the phone with her and sometimes even leave the house. I mean, I won't put the clip in, but we're going to cover this. We're going to cover it later. But Erica had said at one point that Amber wanted Erica to leave and, like, go to the gas station or something just so that Erica could call her and be on the phone with her.
became a pattern where it was we were on FaceTime for hours and hours a day. That is what I got used to. It was like we were living together, but through technology. That is what I got used to. And having BPD, I have also very bad anxious.
Is it what you got used to, or is it just what you expected from the fucking get-go? Like, let's be so for real.
Attachment where, like, I need, thankfully, I just want to say I'm very much far gone from that area. I don't have that, like, anxious attachment feeling anymore. Thank God. It's been like that for months, and it feels really good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right.
I'm not gonna lie, because it feels like genuinely you're in your own prison feeling like that. Like, it feels almost impossible to heal. Like, it is not a fun feeling at all. If you know, you know. So I will admit that that's definitely how it was, because that's, you know, the pattern that we created together. And when I noticed, you know, sometimes she didn't want to do that, my brain, because it's not wired the same as everyone else's, my brain would tell me she hates me. What did I do wrong? What, you know? So yeah, she takes.
Interesting then. So on those mornings where you claim that Emily would wake up and be hating the world and whatever, was it really like that? Or is your brain just fucking crazy so you took it like that and it's not real?
Get personally and get upset, bam, because that is the way my brain is wired, and that's unfortunate.
So did Emily really have this fucking pattern of waking up and being angry and being different every day and hating you? Or is it just your made up fucking bullshit?
My first visit to Oklahoma, things actually seemed to go really well, but it was a short trip. We were still in that honeymoon phase. I hate that. I genuinely hate that, like that saying, honeymoon phase. Like, why can't we just say that we were happy together? Like, that's my whole thing about love bombing. Like, you can stay happy like that, but it just goes to show that Emily was the love bomber because we were in that honeymoon phase. I fucking hate that saying, bro. Like,
again, I don't believe that for a second that it was just Emily doing the love bombing. But one thing I can say though is I do agree with her on that point. I also hate the phrase like honeymoon phase. It shouldn't be a thing. It's just because it tells me that you don't intend on treating me the way that you treated me to get me, like all the time. But you know for a fact that they were love bombing the shit out of each other, and it was not just one way around.
genuinely, it was during my second visit when things started to feel off. I didn't even know that. That's new to me. I didn't even know that. She would get irritated if I checked my phone and responded to my messages that weren't about her or focused on her. I'm sorry, but I do not remember that. And like my whole thing with this
It would make sense that you wouldn't notice that, Amber. You're not an empath like you claim you are, and you don't actually notice how people are feeling around you.
whole situation is like, I want to be honest where I'm wrong, and I want her to be honest where she's wrong, and that's never going to happen. In Emily land, that's not going to happen. If I don't remember
In both of your lands, it's never gonna happen. It's not just her.
something, I'm strictly just going to say I don't remember that. I'm not going to sit here and say that she's lying, because that sounds very much something like, you know, Amberlynn at 24 would feel. So did Amberlynn do that then?
So what is all this shit with... But didn't... Wait, in the was it the last one? Where she said something like, people only believe all this stuff because we're the same people who believed Beck, who believed Destiny. So what does that mean? Are you not in a roundabout fucking way calling them liars by saying that? You weirdo.
Maybe. But I do not remember that. That visit also happened right after she posted who I was.
You know it happened. It absolutely happened, and she knows it fucking did.
And she was and the doxing stuff. Ooh, we get to talk about that. Oh, I'm excited actually, because anyways, let's keep going. That visit also happened right after she posted who I was and the doxing stuff that happened, so tensions were high, so I kind of brushed it off at the time thinking it was just stress. But everything really started to change when Amber came to visit me. Yeah, because I saw your true colors. So the part about...
No, you didn't. You admit that your brain makes you feel like people hate you just because they didn't want to FaceTime you for 14 hours a day. So what do you think you saw? Like, I mean, yeah, I guess like the corn and stuff, like that shit's not cool, but all this other... But she hasn't even mentioned that yet. She hasn't even said anything about it. The only thing she's said so far is about, yeah, like Emily just waking up and like raging at shit.
That visit also happened right after she posted who I was. I did not want to show anyone who Emily was. I actually have text message proof of this. We had talked about it in text messages. I knew the hate was going to happen. I explained the hate. I told her, I don't want the haters to find you. I don't think you can handle it. I don't want you to handle it. I don't want to post you. I was guilt tripped so bad. She would say things like, I don't want to be hid. I don't understand. Like, Alexis actually told you guys this. Alexis lied about some stuff, but there was some stuff she was truthful on. I've always said that. But I was guilt tripped into revealing who she was. She would say things, I want people to know that you're taken. I don't want to be hidden. I don't want to be a secret. And I was genuinely, like, when you have BPD, like, you have that favorite person, they can do no wrong. It's the rose-colored glasses situation. And that's very much how it felt for me. Like, I did not want to lose her. I'd do anything to keep her. So I'm like calling lawyers, Googling lawyers, while literally vomiting, almost 104 temperature, can't think straight. Like, genuinely my brain was being fried, and all she cared about was me calling lawyers. I should have known then that she was a selfish person. Oh, okay. Her other message was she was originally only supposed to stay for a week or two tops. That's not true. It wasn't going to be some extended thing. It definitely wasn't going to be 3 months, no. We were planning on probably around 2 weeks because that's when I'd be off of work and be able to take her home. But by day 2 of her being at my house, things already started to shift. It was weird how high strung she was that early on. I don't know what shifted, or it was a change in environment, but she just acted off. Emily, if that is the case, why did you want me to stay longer? Why did you want me to move in? Why did you call me? Why did you literally say that that was my home too? Why, when I came home because I chose to come home, you would message me saying, I immediately want you to come back home.
I feel like probably to fuck with her, honestly. Just to fuck with her. To keep her on the hook. Keep her on the line.
To be here. I want you to move in. Why did you say those things? She really didn't like that I had a life outside of her. Not true. I mean, I work 12-hour shifts. I have a family, friends, pets, a house to take care of. Those are true things, but I didn't care because she only worked like twice a week. So, what? I have responsibilities. But anything that wasn't about her felt like an...
And yet, but you just admitted like 2 minutes ago that when she didn't want to FaceTime you, you would feel like that your brain would tell you that she hated you. So...
inconvenience to her, and she made that very clear. That is so not fucking true. It is absolutely insane. So when it comes to friends, she doesn't have friends. She had like a couple coworkers and stuff that she like kind of considered friends. I would always be like, why don't we go hang out with them? I don't understand like why she didn't want to introduce me to her friends. I thought that was so weird. I didn't meet her family in person until like I genuinely had to. And I'm not going to say like that's personal. It's like medical stuff. I'm not going to like get into it. And I always wanted to like go to her families, hang out with people. Like I was miserable in Wisconsin. I don't think you guys understand. All I did was sit in her fucking room in her bed. That is all I did. Like I genuinely was...
We know. You wouldn't even get up to let the fucking dogs out. She's saying this like it's some, like, big thing. Like, no, girl, that's what you wanted to be doing. Don't act like... No. She just wanted to go shopping and fulfill her little shopaholic needs, to go out to eat and do all this, that. But also lay in bed all day, to the point where she doesn't even let the fucking dogs out to go to the bathroom.
Oh my God, where she goes, she messaged me. Are you really talking about my family? Oh. Didn't say anything personal. I just said I wanted to meet them. Can you calm down, Emily? Like, for real. Like, you literally said in the message, I have family and friends and pets. Like, I'm just responding to what you said. Hot damn diggity. Anyways, so it's like I wanted to go do these things. Like, I literally just sat in her bed, like, genuinely, constantly. So the fact that she's saying that is crazy. I would purposely try to find ways to, like, leave the house. Like, I was like, can we do, like, a 5 Below challenge? So, like, I paid to do, like, this 5 Below challenge with her.
Yeah, so you could go out and do your little shopaholic fucking needs. Like, it's not for her.
Her and a family member, not gonna go into detail. And it's like, you know, I was like, oh my God, can we go to the arcade? Can we do this? Can we do that? We literally, like, the fact that we even went to Billie Eilish, like, love that for me. Like, I'm always so appreciative. I'd get home from a 12-hour shift, completely exhausted from a stressful job, and she'd get upset if I wanted to go straight to bed. That is such a fucking lie. You have never in your life gotten off of work and went straight to bed. She'd say things like, oh, you're not going to hang.
What she probably means by that is she wants to be left alone. She doesn't want to do anything. She just wants to sit and relax and not have to be fucking, and also not have to be hounded by her.
Out with me or ask me to take her to the casino or go shopping. We went to 5 Below one time. We went to the casino a couple times, and guess who paid? Me. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I'm not gonna
That doesn't mean that Emily wanted to go.
lie. I spent a little too much at that casino, but I paid for that. And guess who else who wanted to go? Guess who else who loves the casino and the bingo and the scratchers and the this and the that? Emily. We got along in that way. She loved it. She never said no. She never said no. And
Yeah, probably because people, Amber, it's so not hard to tell that saying no to you leads to fucking, like, meltdowns, okay?
we go to the casino after you went to work? Maybe once. But it was usually on a day that you took off by your doing. So don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Please don't fuck with me. Like, I'm so tired of the lies. Like, genuinely, it is, I'm like, there's probably a word for it, but I can't find it right now. If I said no, she'd get upset. You've never said no. You never said no. And compared to her working on vlogs all day, that never happened because I didn't vlog at your house.
Yes, she did. I don't know what this thing is. I think she said it in the last one too, and I didn't really catch it, but I heard it in editing. Something about, like, she didn't really do vlogs in Wisconsin. She didn't really work in Wisconsin. There's so many videos that she posted. She was doing fucking Vlogmas in Wisconsin. There was so many videos. Like, I've scrolled down the other day to get that clip of her in the fucking watermelon shirt. There was, like, at least 10 videos. At least 10.
I maybe did a few videos.
They were short, though, I'm pretty sure, because it was at her time where she was like, even if it's like 3 minutes a day. But it's not like a small amount of content, like she wants to claim.
I did a few fucking videos. So that's not true, Emily. Saying
I'm pretty sure it was more than a few. I'm gonna go look right now, actually. This video's long as hell anyway. Alright, guys. I can see from just on the thumbnail, this one's 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 16 minutes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is it? Yeah, no. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Is that her home? Anyway, this is 18. What, 19, 20, 21? Possibly 21 fucking videos here. 21 videos. And you know what? Look at these. They're not all fucking short. Some of these ones are short. But look at these. 23 minutes, 18 minutes. We're gonna have a lot to go through here. Okay? This is gonna take, like, days to actually get through all these videos. 21 fucking videos. A few videos, guys. It was just a few videos. Yeah, whatever. Alright.
she still had the energy to do things, so I should too. Okay. None of that ever happened. And that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I think she insinuated it, at the least.
Amber expected me to constantly be available. I will say, I was a little like that. I was a little like that. I could take accountability there. If I didn't text or call during my breaks, or if I...
It's not taking accountability to say, like, yeah, I was a little like that. It's not even, like, fully admitting it.
wasn't giving her attention constantly, she'd get upset or start a fight. That's due to my trauma. I will say that probably did happen. I can admit that one. I told her in the beginning that I need to be able to have alone time because that is how I decompress from stress. That's true. We've had arguments about that before she visited too because she didn't like that. She would always accuse me of not loving her and and how terrible of a girlfriend I was. I never said you were a terrible girlfriend.
This is ridiculous. We can, like, it's so, like, watching this again, it's so clear to me how it's lining up and how she actually was, and it's so easy to believe that Amber was just, like, just being a shit like this because she wasn't getting enough attention. It's the same as every other relationship.
You became terrible. You became terrible. She wanted me to call out of work anytime she was having a crisis.
You became terrible, Amber. You did.
Or just felt like she wanted me to stay at home. Fucking lie. Fucking lie. Fucking lie. The flat out lies is what's really fucking scary to me.
Oh yeah, Amber. It's scary. It's scary that she's gonna lie about stuff. Supposedly, anyway. Like, we just went over lunch lie. The most stupid, dumbest lie ever that you, like, quintupled down on and called your aunt disgusting for not believing. But yeah, she's gonna be the one to sit here and say that it's scary, like, the blatant lies or whatever the fuck she just said.
She was always in a bad mood because of this. I don't know what that means.
Amberlynn did have a very bad attitude, just in general. Just with anything, like if she wasn't kind of getting her way, if it just wasn't going the way she wanted to do it. Like, this was as long as I've known her, not just when we were together. And even after. So.
Guilt trip, like, why don't you love me? Why don't you want me to be happy? And she would just kind of be a bit of a bully about things if she wasn't getting her way.
If I did anything that didn't involve...
I don't know what that means. She always says that about stuff that's absolutely 100% true, and she doesn't want to just cop up to it. She just goes, I don't know what that means. Well, don't worry, bitch. The rest of us know what that fucking means.
her directly, she would start an argument. Not true. I was exhausted trying to juggle everything in my life on top of her constantly being mad at me. You weren't really juggling anything because you didn't really do much of anything. We'd get into arguments and she just wouldn't.
And, like, okay, here's the other thing, though. Like, I do, like, believe Amber, like, for example, like, when she says that Emily didn't have any friends and only worked 2 days out of the week and didn't really have a lot to juggle, even with the house and everything. Like, if you only work 2 days a week, like, what the fuck? So, like, I do believe that Emily is doing, like, these slight things to kind of make herself look like a normal person, when we all know that she's, like, a disgusting feeder who is pretty much, what, like a Nepo baby, pretty much, so...
Let anything go. That is fucking you. That is literally you to a T. And I sit here and I rage and I rage and I rage because you pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. You lied, you cheated, you betrayed, you lied, you did secret shit, you verbally abused me. And I told my mom exactly the way that you made me feel. And you know what she told me? Amberlynn, that's exactly how I felt with your dad. Think about that for 2 fucking seconds. And now I'm finally genuinely speaking my truth and you're threatening me. Okay, she would gaslight, deflect.
I'm sure they both did that shit though. Both of them.
Typical narcissistic behavior. We both know I'm not a narcissist. Have I thought that in the past? Yes. Have I taken plenty narcissist tests? Yes. Have I talked to therapists? Yes.
Narcissist tests? You mean like online bullshit that she probably just fucking lies on? Okay.
Because genuinely that terrifies me. But you know that I'm not a narcissist. You know that I'm not. You know that. But the behaviors that you demonstrate, whether that be publicly or behind closed doors, shows textbook narcissist behavior. And it's scary.
Girl, please don't even go there.
Scares me. You scare me. It got to the point where I started going into the other room just
No, because that's just something you can say to make yourself look like the victim.
to sleep because she wouldn't stop arguing with me when I was trying to rest before a shift. That happened one time. That happened one time. And it's when everything hit the fan. And I followed you in there with my BPD meltdown, my tantrum. I did. And I'm able to admit that. My pain turned me into a monster because of what you did. And you're not taking accountability for anything, and that's terrifying to me. I'm not done with
this. Look what she made me do. Look what she made me do. That's all I'm hearing.
This video, but I sure hope that you do take accountability. She came into the room and stood over the bed. She told me that if I wasn't going to continue the conversation, which was basically her going on and on of how I didn't love her and all of this crap, then said, fine, if I can't have peace from being able to have this conversation, then you aren't going to either. She would then stand next to the bed I was sleeping in and intentionally keep me up all night. I feel like this happened every time she knew I was going to work. Like she was intentionally keeping me up because she didn't like that I wasn't home instead of work. That's a bullshit lie. That's a bullshit lie. I liked when you went to work. Not gonna lie, it was peace from you. That one time, did I stand next to the bed crying for you to hear me, to love me? I felt so unheard. I felt so unloved. I was betrayed. Like you constantly were deceitful.
Then you know what you do in that situation, Amber? You don't continue to just fucking stand there and like try to force your way into these people's like hearts and lives or whatever the fuck to get them to care about you. You just leave. You just fucking leave the situation and you leave it the fuck alone and you move on with your life because you're an adult. I don't know how many people like made it through the last video, and I don't even know how many people are going to make it to this point, but I feel like I made this amazing point at the end with Aunt Tammy. She says that she took a hint because Aunt Tammy gave her some like 3 dry responses in a row, but with shit like this, with shit like that, where she's claiming that she's so unheard and can't get them to care about how she feels. She's like refusing to take the fucking hint. Refusing to.
I do that? I did. I stood there, bawling my eyes out, waiting for a hug, reassurance, love, kindness, empathy, anything to show that you were remorseful for hurting me.
You're not the victim in the situation, Amber. You're just not.
And you did not give me any of that.
Nothing justifies like your reaction. I get being upset, I do, but that doesn't justify the reaction that you had, or like the course of action that she took, not the reaction, the action. Sorry.
At all. Snowflake said, it sounds like she didn't want you to work and just spend all day at home with her. I'm guessing she used BPD as an excuse for her shitty behavior. I'm guessing so. What's your excuse, Snowflake?
What does Mr. Snowflake need an excuse for, exactly?
Emily replied, she 100% used her BP as an excuse. I do, it's also a reason. That's what's frustrating me the most. Anytime she'd have one of her tantrums, she wouldn't take any accountability and say it's because she has BPD. And she'd be like, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. Which is true. I'm just trying to tell you how I feel. When she would literally scream at me about something, like taking 4 minutes longer than I would have when I went outside to smoke. Not true. I told her she can't use that as an excuse if she refuses to do anything to help herself to get better. She made a lot of false promises of getting into therapy. So did you. You need therapy bad, girl. You need therapy bad, like on a different type of level. We promised each other that we...
No, you both do. Stop.
...would both get help. That we would take our medicines. That we would be better not only for each other, but for our fucking selves. For ourselves. I went to the therapy. I was going to the therapy appointments. I was taking my Zoloft. I was doing this and that, and you were doing nothing but every day raging at me and being mean to me for no reason. Going behind my back and saying awful things about me. She told me in some...
It's the way we know, like, exactly how much of this was instigated by Amberlynn now. Like, yeah, Emily did a couple shitty, really shitty things, but it's like, you were literally just there and being as awful as you always were. I don't know.
Many different occasions that she was signed up and she never went. That's not true. Yeah, I remember a video where she said she found a therapist in Wisconsin. I thought, and right, she's been awful to Emily, and this is her way of saying, hey, I'm gonna get help. Of course, Snowflake, because you create like narratives in your head. In any way that Amberlynn could be wrong or bad, you create that. The fact that I found a therapist, it led you to a pipeline of thinking I was awful to Emily and that's why I got a therapist, is insane behavior. So what would you do?
But you just said that you got the therapist because you were both supposed to be changing from your bad behavior. So yes, you did get a therapist because you were being awful to Emily. The fuck?
Day when Snowflake said, so what would you do all day when you were at work? I'm gonna take a guess and say nothing. Lay in bed all day watching reaction channels. So no, I wasn't watching reaction channels, but yeah, all I did was stay in her bed. That is all.
Okay, so Snowflake in his video, he put in a little compilation of her every time she said the word reaction channels in her videos in Wisconsin. It was so many times. So many times. That's absolutely what she was doing.
I did order because this doesn't make sense, but the response was, yep, that was one of her manipulative tactics and staying longer when it was getting to the point where I was asking her to leave. I literally have journal entries. I have journal entries, and I'm pretty sure I have messages literally telling you that I needed to leave, that I could not do this anymore, that I genuinely could not do this anymore. I was miserable. I would call my mom constantly, bawling my eyes out, Emily, bawling because of you. And my mom was like, honey, I will come get you. You deserve better. You don't deserve this. That was a constant everyday thing, an everyday battle, and you know it. She thought she would get a therapist here. I'd let her stay so she could do the therapy. She did a whole lot of nothing, to be honest.
And then explain, it's gonna come up. There is a message of her asking Emily for another chance to stay. And Emily was saying, no, get out.
Ugh, I didn't do shit there. I was miserable. She sit around and watch YouTube videos, including reaction channels, all day. No, I did her laundry. She did do my laundry because I literally could not do the laundry. She had one of those laundries where you had to bend down. I could not, like, because mine's different. That's it, just twice. I cleaned up after her and...
Okay. She said it went really fast, but she said that's it, just twice. She was there for 3 months, and apparently one of the cats had pissed on her clothes. She wore the same clothes that were only washed twice in 3 months. Like, I said that fucking weird and wrong, but you get my point. It's fucking, oh god. It's so gross. It's so grody.
Took care of the pets. She won't ever let Twinkie or the dogs out during the day when she was home. That's a fucking lie. So I'll come home from work. I have to clean up Twinkie's pee off the brand new floor that I put in, and her dog's pee, but that's not true. That was from when we were fucking sleeping. I was really proud of the floor because I recently just put it in and did it myself, which is a lot of hard work physically. I literally, which I explained this in my last live stream, when her dog and her cat Princess, literally her cat Princess pees on everything, all over my clothes, everything, genuinely.
Okay, oh yeah. And then you remember how I was going off about how, like, why were they peeing everywhere? Was the dog just peeing because Twinkie was peeing, and it's like now it become like a territorial fucking thing? And also, why was the cat peeing everywhere? Cats don't just pee everywhere for no reason. And the fact that the cat was pissing on Amberlynn's clothes tells me a lot. Okay, you can't just introduce, like, 3 animals into the home of 3 other, like, very settled animals and expect it to be all fucking fine and dandy, especially when your dog is very used to pissing on pee pads. So now this other dog has this new dog's, like, scent, hardcore, all over the fucking place, and you expect them not to pee, and it was absolutely not just while you were sleeping. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been so bad that you needed to buy a goddamn steam cleaner.
That was one of the times she did my laundry because it was all over my clothes, and I literally have actually text message proof of that, of her cat peeing all over my clothing. She's not a bad pet mom. I'm here to say the truth. No pet is perfect. Actually, yes, they are. Mine are. Pets make mistakes. That's just how it goes. But what I did is, because I felt fucking horrific.
It's not a mistake. It's you making the mistakes. Okay? It's not just, like, it's not the animal's fault at all. At all. It's your fault. Yours.
I felt horrible. I bought these really expensive, and they're like attractive looking, like gates for her living room. They're not like these ugly looking things. Like they look really good in her living room, like the way that she has it, and like the, you know. And then I bought a really expensive like Hoover, and I was trying to fix the floor for her. Like even though it wasn't just Twinkie, my dog is elderly. Twinkie does make mistakes. Twinkie is not perfect. I'm not gonna lie about it. Twinkie does make mistakes. I try my very hardest to take her out as frequently as possible, but while I'm sleeping or this or that, like she does have mistakes.
While I'm sleeping, or this or that. Why would she include that if it truly is just while she's sleeping?
It's gonna happen. She's very elderly. I've talked to the vet about this. Like, I don't know what to say about it, but I was very apologetic and I tried to fix it. If you remember one of her vlogs, she talked about her responsibilities of letting the pets out. That lasted about 2 daes. This started a lot of fights too. I let the pets out. Oh my, he said, ugh, disgusting. Only time I remember her taking.
Actually, if Emily really did have cameras pointing outside, wouldn't Emily be able to know? I doubt that she, like, maybe the footage wouldn't save. Maybe she had one of the ones where the footage, like, doesn't save unless you have, like, a subscription or something. But wouldn't Emily have known via the cameras that Amber, for a fact, was not letting the dogs out?
Talking about her responsibilities with the pets was when she did the video explaining how Brady got out. I'm sure she talked about that stuff, but then
I mean, like, just other than the piss being all over the floor. Because, like, if you have a really well-trained dog, they will hold it for 12 hours. Obviously, you don't want them doing that. But, yeah, it just seems like there's a lot of evidence to show that Amber was not letting these dogs out pretty much at all.
can't remember actually before I asked about Rarity, how did the tantrums get? What was the worst? If you're okay talking about it. If not, I'll shut my face. Shut my face. You know what's funny? When me and Emily were messaging last night, Snowflake literally was asking questions about my hygiene. Emily told me. Snowflake was literally asking questions about my hygiene. That's where his head is at, bro. That is where his head is at. The tantrum slowly escalated each time. I started with her just shouting at me to escalating to her slamming doors and punching walls. That never fucking happened. I think I slammed the door one time because I was so fed up. I went to a different room, slammed the door. I was done. Like the betrayal, the gaslighting, the stonewalling, the cruelty, the fat jokes. I never punched a wall. Anytime I tried leaving the room, she would block doorways.
Except I'm very sure that she has a history of wall punching.
She was also really jealous. I was very jealous. I'm a very jealous person in relationships. I've been very honest about that. Anytime I talked about Colleen, I made it very clear that I'm very understanding of the whole Colleen situation. But when you would compare me to Colleen in fights, you began to turn that into a weapon. You turned Colleen, this beautiful, caring, kind woman, into a weapon to hurt your current fucking girlfriend. That's when it became weird. That's when it became fucked. That's when it became awkward.
Again, she uses the word awkward and now weird. Like, why? Why those words? That's what's really weird. That's what's truly weird, is the fact that she's using the word weird and awkward to describe what would be a horrific abuse tactic. And it really, really makes me question whether or not that happened and what context did it truly happen in, actually. Not that I can't believe that Emily would do something like that. I can. But it's just the way she's describing the incident is setting off alarm bells in my head, like the most amount of alarm bells.
Colleen was no longer your late fiance, but a weapon to hurt your current girlfriend. That's not cool, dude. I wasn't allowed to share memories or say anything about it really anymore. She would end up getting really pissed. I wonder fucking why. Because she became a weapon just to hurt me. It was psychotic behavior. But the worst tantrum was actually the night that Rarity went missing. Exactly like I said.
So then it makes me wonder, though, because Amber admits herself that, like, when little things happen, like Emily not wanting to FaceTime her 14 hours a day, her brain tells her that it means Emily hates her. So, was Emily at one point just bringing up, like, a story of Colleen or whatever, because maybe they were doing something and Emily goes, oh, I remember when me and Colleen did this or something, and Amber just takes it the wrong way, perhaps? I can't sit here and act like it's not truly a possibility after everything else Amber has admitted herself.
And why was I reacting that way? For the audience watching, let me remind you.
Okay, yeah. Because I guess I made a cut. It says, yeah, Andrea is a hater and Emily was talking to them and looking at other big girls. because she just recounts that whole fucking story again, and like I guess we didn't need to hear it.
And the picture that is so engraved in my brain that made my whole soul leave my body was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed. And then in that same moment, I find her on Phoebe, which is where the feeders go to do their thing. I click the messages. Literally, the day that we met in person, she messaged a girl saying how sexy she was. She messaged another masked lesbian feeder saying, "Wow."
The day you met in person, that was the day after that Erica dumped you for good. So who cares?
Wow, we're rare. Masked lesbian feeders. That's the day I found out the truth about everything. Well, not slightly everything, but most of it. You want to talk about a crash out? I had a crash out. I had a full-blown crash out.
And, okay, we've already done the whole thing. She knew well before she went to Wisconsin. No matter when she found out, even if it was in Wisconsin that she found out that Emily was a feeder, they're still together. They're still together.
And everyone that I have told this story to me who are close to me, I don't know if they're just saying it to like make me feel better, to save my ass or whatever it may be. They said, I would have crashed out too. Are you fucking kidding me? Emily, you hurt me so bad. And then you get mad and play victim because of my reaction. You.
Again, just look what you made me do. You made me do this. That's what she sounds like.
Hurt me, betrayed me, lied to me, deceitful, etc. The list goes on. And you get to play victim over my reaction of the pain that you caused me? Why couldn't you have just...
Yeah, she kind of does, because it doesn't erase it. Like, especially if the reaction was really disproportionate to what was done.
Just loved me. Why couldn't I have just loved you? That is the part that is like, I asked her that so many times. It was unbelievable. Why couldn't we just be happy? She saw me scrolling through.
Because, I mean, one, you don't actually love each other, and two, you're both very narky.
Through my phone, and there was this woman on my Instagram feed. She flipped out and said I was micro cheating. The argument escalated really fast. She fucking lied. She won't even admit to the Tumblr. She won't even fucking admit to the Tumblr. When I tell you my jaw is on the floor, can someone...
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay.
Pick it up for me, 'cause I'm too fucking fat.
Okay, so it's just Emily's saying it was Instagram and not Tumblr. Like, it honestly could have been like Emily just mixing up their fights, because I'm sure both of these happened. I'm sure they fought about Tumblr, and I'm sure they also fought about Instagram at some point. I don't think it's like a big conspiracy lie. I think Amber's just nitpicking this one detail and trying to make it so that automatically proves that everything else Emily says is a lie. No, I think it's more likely that they had arguments about both of these situations, and Emily is just like mixing it up.
She won't even admit to the Tumblr. Whew, that was the first time she got physical with me. She threw things at me.
Because, like, what do you mean she won't even admit to the Tumblr? No one asked Emily about a Tumblr account yet. Like, Mr. Snowflake didn't say anything about a Tumblr account. There's no mention of any. Emily's just recounting a story.
What did I throw at you? You know what? Let me go right here. What did I throw at you, actually? I threw things at her? Wait, hold on. I'm like, so, wait, hold on. Let me go to the message. She threw things at me. All it does is take 5 words to make someone seem like a real fucking abusive bitch. I didn't throw a thing at you, Emily. Oh, she...
Amber, you have a history of throwing things, and the other night you said you picked up that fucking plant pot, and said, pot plant. Stupid. Anyway, you picked up that planted pot, and you said, I could throw this at your head, or something like that.
Lied. The water bottle that was on my dresser. Oh, I threw a water bottle on your dresser. Okay, let me go back to the text message from last night where you said that I did not throw it at you. Here it is. You know when you picked up the water bottle to throw at me? All I did was pick it up. I didn't throw it at you. And then here it goes. Where did I respond? Oh, and then you said, so when you picked it up and raised it like you were gonna throw it, what was that? That is what you said right fucking there. So did I throw it or not?
If it's real, Amber, show the fucking text. Show it. If you actually have evidence, show it. She'll show it any other time she actually has evidence.
The sky is fucking blue, folks. It's not pink. The sky is fucking blue. It is not pink. I wish it was pink. That'd be cute as fuck. That'd be cute as fuck. But how are you gonna sit here and lie? I didn't throw anything at you. Holy shit. I literally am so shocked right now. I just thought you were gonna lie in 4K live here on the youtube.com with almost 5.
No, you didn't. You didn't show any proof, Amber. You need to show proof. And you need to stop pretending like you have no idea how to take a screenshot and overlay it in the video.
5,000 people watching me. I'm not fucking physically abusive. I was with Beck for fucking 5 years. Never threw anything at them. Never hit them. Nothing. I'm not fucking abusive. As I sit here, I'm like trying to pound it down to my own hand.
She didn't hit me. I think that if she had had the ability to, she might have, because she would get really angry.
The only person I'm abusive to is my fucking...
There you go. There you go.
self. Look at me. I'm fucking 500 pounds. The only person I'm abusive to is my fucking self. I told her I was gonna leave the room. She then oh my god, this is the part where I actually videoed my mom because it's psycho. Wait till you guys hear this part. Whew. She then grabbed my arm and dug her nails into my arm to the point of drawing blood. I have a picture that she later deleted months later. I have a picture of her. Okay, how do I start this? I want to dumb this down for dummies. I want to dumb this. Sorry, I haven't been like explaining that. I haven't been reading super chats, but this one I just have to like respond to. The way you're getting angry now shows how you were. Bitch, this is called reactive. This is called I'm reacting to fucking trauma. I'm reacting to being gaslit. I'm finally fucking, like, this is what they call when a narcissist constantly pushes and pushes and pushes someone and then they finally like respond. It makes them look like the fucking crazy one. It makes me look like I'm actually insane. You know what? I probably am. Emily and I, we're fine.
It seems very put on. It doesn't seem like that at all. It just sounds like she found one little minute detail and it set her off like into this smug episode of thinking that because there's like, wait, no, like 2 details now that she thinks that she has Emily like caught on. Like, it's not like, this isn't what she's trying to say it is. She's so smug and clearly working herself up into this.
Fighting, like, not physically, sorry. We're arguing, you know, the BPD tantrum's coming out of me. She's stonewalling. She don't give a fuck. Like, she doesn't care. She did all these bad things. She does not give a fuck at all. And her room, I've talked about this in the live stream, it's cluttered. It has, you know, a dirty clothes pile. It has this fucking rug that constantly flips and this and that. There's 2 huge dog beds. One's Twinkies, one's her dogs. Like, it's a mess.
See, that doesn't sound cluttered. If she has her own dirty clothes pile, 2 dog beds, a rug, it sounds like it only got cluttered after you came around and added all your fucking shit to the mix.
I end up tripping over the fucking rug. I'm going to like fall. Instead, my body goes onto her. She falls. I grab her arm because that's my instinct, was to grab her. That was like my first instinct, was to just grab her. So you know what she does? Oh my god. She takes a picture of her arm. I think it was, I don't know, an hour later. While she's in her car, she takes a picture of her arm and she sends it to me. Okay? Keep in mind, she's wearing a short sleeve. The picture of her arm shows nothing. It shows nothing. The fact that she says grabbed my arm to the point of drawing blood is crazy because I have the pictures, which she later deleted months later. And I'll tell you why. Talk about toxic. We're now arguing about the argument we had 2 days prior. Why are we arguing about that? Because Amberlynn's hurting. Amberlynn's hurting from the betrayal, from the lies, the deceit, etc., etc. God, those are like, I haven't said those words more times than like, that's all I can say is fucking lies, deceit, that's all I got. Like, that's all it was for a hot minute there. So,
I just don't understand why she will not show proof. She will show proof. Her and Chantal, Foodie Beauty, they will both show proof of anything they have when they can, when they have it. Except for like when these situations, when we actually need some standard of proof, they won't do it. They just won't. They claim they have it. I have nothing. They have nothing.
you know, you're hurting. It's not going to go away in 2 days. Like, it's not going to go away in 2 days. It's just not. So every time I go to express myself, we start arguing, and then it turns into big old things, or we're arguing again. She ends up leaving the house again. That's what she does. And she ends up sending...
So it sounds like you're not actually resolving the issue the first go around then. If you're still feeling like some type of way, I guess depending on what it is, if you're still feeling some type of way, it just seems like they're not actually fully working through the issues and their feelings.
A picture of her arm with these nail marks that are like so like deep And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, well, I'm literally on the phone with my mom, bawling. And I'm sending my mom these screenshots because Emily's in the car and we're like going at it in the messages. And I'm like, Mom, I think Emily just faked nail marks. And my mom's like, what are you talking about? Show me. I end up sending my mom the original from the night where I grabbed her when she was falling, the original message, the original picture in a message where Emily's wearing a short sleeve shirt and you see nothing. You see nothing. Emily literally faked nail marks in a different shirt on a different day, took the picture as if it was the same fucking day. Like, that is weird behavior. And Emily then later deleted both of the fucking things, but she didn't know that I took screenshots of it. I took screenshots because I was like, what am I looking at right now? Like, genuinely, she is trying to get me. She is trying to get a situation to look like something that it wasn't. And that scared me. How can you?
Okay. This is going to be the part. I'm hoping that she shows it soon. I feel like I remember the pictures, and my first thought on seeing the one with the actual nail indent was, that looks really fresh. Like the nail was just dug in, like just that minute. But so I thought, honestly, it was like pretty much a 50-50 chance on what actually happened. But that was just my honest first opinion, and I'm really eager to see if my opinion changes this on the second watch. And obviously we need to like pause and like zoom in, enhance and see the dates and whatnot.
Draw blood with no marks? Say it like it is. Stop exaggerating. Say it like it is. Amberlynn had fucking crazy tantrums. Say it like it fucking is. I'm having one now. He responded to her, Jesus, wow, Snowflake, you're so empathetic. You're so empathetic. She replied with, at that point, I was livid. I told her to go back to Oklahoma, and then I was absolutely done. This is what would happen. We would get in a really bad argument. We both would say, I would say, I'm done. I'm going back to Oklahoma. She would say, you're done. You're leaving. We would both agree on that. Then obviously when things would come down, things would simmer down. We'd start to, get close again. And then neither of us wanted me to leave. It was just a vicious cycle.
She always says this, but shows absolutely no proof. The only proof that we have of anything is of Amber being the one asking for another chance to stay. Another chance, like as in more than one, I think. Well, we'll analyze it when we get there. That's it. That's all we have. We have nothing showing that Emily was ever begging Amberlynn to stay.
Cycle that constantly happened. So, eventually, like, I thoroughly decided I want to say it was like 5 days before her birthday. I was like, I'm absolutely leaving. And
I want to preface this, all of this, like, all of my opinions, like, are subject to change via new information. Like, so Amberlynn, like, you could absolutely come out here, show all the evidence that you got, and, like, totally turn the tide or whatever, right? But she won't.
I was like, I'm done. I'm leaving. My mom and her fiance was actually planning on coming to get me. But then Emily literally, it was like someone went into a room and turned the light on. She became sweet. She became attentive. I'm hopeful. Like, this feels so fucking good. Like, this is love. This is what I came here for. Like, I love Emily so much, and this is the way that I view her. Like, like, I was so, like, she became perfect. It was crazy. So I ended up surprising her while she was at work. I made her this wonderful dinner, spaghetti, Caesar salad, like garlic bread. I ended up getting her her favorite pie and this whole thing. And I wrote her a really sweet card. And right at the end of it, I said, and I've decided to stay. She bawled her eyes out. And I thought everything was gonna be okay. I woke up the next day and it was a shitstorm again. And I was like, this genuinely cannot be real life, that I was gonna leave.
Okay. Now that I've heard that a couple times, I have a thought. When she said, when they woke up the next day and everything was a shitstorm again, what I think happened is they woke up the next day and Emily wasn't, like, maybe she was just, like, tired or something or whatever. She just wasn't, like, the perfect image of, like, happiness that Amberlynn wanted. Therefore, that means that Emily is right back to hating her or something like that. That's what I think.
I decided that on my own. And I know she likes to say that she decided it. It was not her decision. It was mine. Then she grabbed a picture.
Then why were you asking her for another chance and she was sitting there saying no? Girl, show us something. Like, you have to show us something. You have to show evidence. You have to, at this point.
of me and Colleen and held it up and threatened to break it. She knew that is something that would hurt me more than anything she could do physically to me, like the lowest she could go. She let her apologize and then tried. Sorry, I'm getting text messages left and right. She let her apologize and then tried begging for me back, saying
From who? From Emily?
that it was her BPD. At first, she denied that she did any of those things, which that sucked too. I've never denied a single thing that I've actually done. I have denied the things I have not done that you have lied about.
No, you'll just sit there and say, I don't remember. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is. That's what you like to do.
I deny what the false shit is. And I tell the truth on what the real shit is. And I'm like, am I just imagining the gouges out of my arm? Hold on. Me and my mom sent each other so many photos. I literally sent her one today of me outside walking Twinkie. I'm about to go search.
Gouges is a little bit exaggeratory, I will say.
I have to go see this.
I put up a text that says she takes ages figuring out how to open an image. And doesn't she use Mac everything, by the way? I thought Apple shit was supposed to be like user-friendly and like intuitive to use or something.
And remember, there's gouges and blood, okay? Remember that part.
Gouges. I forgot about that. It's so goofy.
This is her arm.
All right, let me get this out of the way here. Let's
Okay.
zoom in.
Keep in mind, she's wearing a maroon shirt.
Right. Is it nighttime? It seems like it's nighttime. And there is something here, by the way. Like, it isn't nothing. Can I zoom in, like, right now? But yeah, just keep in mind, there is not nothing here. It does look like a mark. Perhaps, like, a very light bruise of some kind.
Okay. And then look at what she sends me a couple days later. Because she forgot that she took that photo and sent it to me. Oh, this is crazy.
I didn't see any date on that photo.
Crazy. This is from a few days later. Keep that in mind. And she creates these marks. What the fuck is that?
Do I just have it cropped out? Okay, give me a second. I'm going to go back to the original live. Okay, here we are. I did end up accidentally cropping that out. Okay, so the first photo was sent on, well, it was screenshotted on, wait, wouldn't these be not the dates that they were sent, but the dates that they were screenshotted? I don't know. Anyway, it says November 17th, 2024 at 4:25 a.m. That's what that says. So, all right, let's go to the next one.
Completely different day.
Wait, did she actually... Let me back up. Can I back up just a second?
Type of deal. And she creates these marks. Okay.
There was a smidge of it. Maybe she'll go back up again.
Completely different day. What the hell? Why isn't it zooming? What the fuck is going on? Ugh! Why is it blurry? Okay, this is annoying.
Yeah, it is.
This is a completely different day, Cindy O. A completely different day where there's fresh marks. You guys said tap the screen. Hold on. Oh, there we go.
There would have been another smidge of it. God, I really hope she just shows the date.
What the fuck is that? 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 She faked nail marks days later. And I was like, how could you fake something like that? So then...
Oh my god, okay. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to, like, try to pause at the right time. Good Christ. I finally got it. This is the best I could do. Like, I promise this is as much as I could get from this section. I tried to get the one from the beginning, but it was still blurry then, and I thought this one would be better. But right at the top here, at the very, very top, I'll try to like edit it and make sure you can see it better. It still says November 17th, 2024, but at 9:41 p.m. And what was the last one? At like 4 in the morning? So this would be... is this just when she took the screenshots, or is this when it was sent? Or is this just when she took the screenshot? Because it does matter. But regardless of that, what is strange is even if she did take the screenshots like on the same day, why wouldn't they have been at the same time? Why was one of the screenshots taken at 4 in the morning and the other one taken at almost 10 p.m. at night? Because it is the same day. It's way fucking later. It is strange. It's just very strange. I really still don't know what happened. And again, like I said, this mark right here, can we even see like the shirt color? It does look like maybe she has like a sweater on or something now. And then interesting that Emily's denying kicking Amberlynn. You straight up kicked me. I'm done. I didn't fucking kick you. And then so they're both denying all claims of physical violence from each other. Did I say they're all claiming? They're both claiming. This is all just very strange. Very, very strange. And like I had said the first time, this nail mark looks extremely fresh. So, unless Emily took this photo immediately after it happened, the nail mark wouldn't be like that. I kind of want to do just like a little experiment. Give me a second, actually. Okay, I have very interesting results. Very interesting results. So what I've done is I made a nail mark in my arm in the same place that looks just about like this one does right here. And then I waited 9 minutes is when the indent went away, and then the mark that was left afterwards looked suspiciously kind of like the first photo that we saw. And also I have to say, I have fake nails on, so they're not as like sharp as like a real nail. Yeah, there's still like a slight mark there, and now it's been more like 15 minutes. It looks very much like the first photo that Amberlynn showed, the one from 4 in the morning. And this is all just, it's all just very strange. It's all just very strange. Okay, and we're gonna go back to my video now. I skipped past the other part since we went to Amberlynn's video to check the dates. I put up a time card here where she accidentally mutes herself, but she was showing something. Yeah.
And right here it says, am I just imagining the gauges? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that? Am I just imagining that? Yes, you are imagining that. Are you imagining the gauges out of your arm? The blood? Yes, you are. You are.
Yeah, it did it say that there was blood? Yeah, Emily, yeah. And that was the other thing. Emily never said that there was blood. I mean, the gouges out of her arm, that is very, and that's the other thing that is like kind of a red flag for me, is it's very over exaggerated what it actually was. It was just like a little, it was a nail indent. It didn't even break the skin. So that's also kind of a red flag to me. Again, with the dates, I'm not sure if the dates are just when she took the screenshots. And even so, the timing of, if it is when she took the screenshots, even that's kind of weird and fishy. Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. I really don't.
You are. When was I muted? Did you guys hear me say that was from November 17th? Sorry, Gabrielle, I don't know how to pronounce it. After work, I didn't want to go back home. I was exhausted, drained, and I didn't want to deal with her crap all over again. She had been blowing up my phone all day trying to apologize and see if I would change my mind about having her go back home. After work, I went for a walk to decompress. She was not happy about that, but she was blowing up my phone asking me to come home. It was about 2 hours after my shift that I got a text from her saying that she couldn't find Rarity. She said that she hadn't seen her all day and that she was just telling me this now. At this point, I came home right away. I figured that she was just somewhere in the house and she was going to just saying that to try to get me to come home. But after I searched the entire house while Amber watched, she wasn't anywhere to be found. At that point, I moved the searched outside. I was exhausted, but searched all hours of the night looking for her. I really thought I would find her that night, but it was no luck. At that point, I made posters and hung them up all around town to local businesses, posted on social media, and lost cat pages. Amberlynn's one job was to call the shelter and make a report. She's such a fucking liar. Holy fuck. But when I called the shelter after they found a cat that was deceased, the kind of matched Rarity's description, it ended up not being her. The shelter told me no formal report was ever filed. The only info they had on the report was from the lost pet database that I submitted. I literally have a voicemail. I don't know if I deleted it because I delete my voicemails. Like, saying the opposite of what she's saying here.
So, yeah, again, the one time she would have to submit evidence, she doesn't have it. She says that she had it, and then she goes, no, maybe I don't have it.
Hours upon hours driving around looking for her, walking through fields and in between houses around my house and through the snow. Amberlynn would go on the drives with me, but obviously didn't do the walking around part. When it was snowing, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. I can't walk in snow. I wear flats. I have lymphedema, but when it wasn't snowing, I was looking just as much as you. Am I going slower? Do I go as far? Am I going slower? Yes. Do I go as far? No. Obviously, I'm over 500 fucking pounds, bro. So we were in an argument, and she literally would use looking for Rarity as like a control thing, as like power. In the same way that she would use Colleen as a weapon, she started to use Rarity as one. That's the shit that I had to deal with. And then one time, I'm literally
Wait, like how? Sorry, did I just like zone out or something? I'm gonna go back. Okay, yeah, I just kind of rewatched the little bit, because I'm sure y'all were listening while I wasn't. So I was just kind of, this video is gonna be so long. But I don't understand what the fuck she's talking about with the Rarity thing. She goes from saying that, yeah, she can't look for Rarity as well, to saying, to somehow equating that to, and them arguing about it, I guess, to them. Let's just listen to it again together. Fuck it.
Am I going slower? Do I go as far? Am I going slower? Yes. Do I go as far? No. Obviously, I'm over 500 fucking pounds, bro. So we were in an argument, and she literally would use looking for Rarity as like a control thing, as like power, in the same way that she would use Colleen as a weapon.
Yeah, like what is... How do those two things equate to each other? How? And because I would think the only way Emily could use the looking for Rarity as a control thing is if Emily would be saying something like, oh, like saying, unless you do this, we're not going to go look for her. But if that was the case, that's what Amberlynn would have said, and that's not what she said. She's so weird. And so is she trying to just, like, use anything she can to just, like, manufacture the idea that there was some kind of power dynamic that Emily had over Amberlynn, even though that's, like, so not at all the case, because Amberlynn has a massive YouTube audience. Like, the fuck?
She started to use Rarity as one. That's the shit that I had to deal with. And then one time, I'm literally bawling my eyes out in the truck while we were looking for Rarity one time. And she literally said, if you don't shut up, it makes me want to fucking punch your teeth down your throat, is what she said to me. That's what she said to me. That's the type of shit that I had to deal with.
Here's the thing. I can believe that Emily said that, but I don't believe it was while Amberlynn was just crying about Rarity. I don't believe that. I don't. I think it happens some other time, and Amberlynn's just conflating the situation.
I'd get so pissed when we were driving because she would have her head buried in her phone playing a stupid Farmville type game instead of looking out the damn window to find her cat. That's a fucking lie, because up and down those streets I would yell, Rarity, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think I said this in the last one. I believe both of them. I believe that Amberlynn was yelling out the window, but I believe that she also just, like, had her phone open for, like, the little games or whatever. Because some of those games, like, you can just, like, set them down and wait for them to, like, do stuff. I 100% believe that she was, like, multitasking.
I loved Rarity, and she was a sweet cat, and she would always sleep on my chest. I did everything I could to try to find her. I can't say 100% that she purposely let her cat out, but give the circumstances, the situation doesn't look good. You left the fucking door open. When you left that night, you betrayed me, and you could not handle the fucking heat. You could not handle the reaction that I had due to the pain that you caused me.
So interesting that Emily doesn't even 100% say that Amberlynn did do it, for sure. Meanwhile, Amberlynn is, for like, matter-of-factly saying that it is Emily's fault. Interesting.
You left the fucking door open, and I took the blame. That is a conversation we had ad nauseum. We talked about it so many fucking times, my head was about to pop off. So many fucking times we talked about it, Emily. And you know that. I took the blame for you over and over and over. I lied about everything for you, about you being a feeder. And I lied about us not being in a relationship to protect you constantly because I wanted people to like you. If it was a ploy to get her to be able to stay in Wisconsin longer than I...
Just because you guys talked about it a lot doesn't mean that Emily still can't, like, in the back of her mind, always secretly, like, think that you still were the one who did it. Just because she, like, went along with it at the time, like, doesn't mean that she believes it, you know?
I guess it definitely worked. Fuck off. Ooh, that feels good to say. I have not, like, I don't use that language with her. That felt good. No wonder why she would talk to me all the time like that. Oh, Snowflake says, I don't know if you're like Amber and keep old messages, but do you have any messages from Amber about Rarity going missing? Because I need the clout. I need the money.
Okay, girl, yeah, because it's really about that right now. It's okay.
Because I quit my job to do this, and I'm divorced. Yeah, I do. I have a message of her initial reporting.
When's the last time you had a job, Amberlynn? The fuck?
She was missing, which is timestamped. It shows that her story that she posted on her vlogs about her being missing at 5 a.m. was not correct. I don't know what she's talking about. So then she sends screenshots of me telling her that that Rarity was missing, and now let me explain the timeline.
Okay, yep. And these are the messages that she straight up ignores, does not read out. So I put up text here. It says, she never shows the messages, so I'll just overlay them while she yaps.
So our huge...
And I'm thinking maybe I should just read them first. And then we'll hear what she has to say. And, okay, by the way, I know that some of this is going to be cropped a little weird. I'm just going to read the whole thing so you don't have to worry. Amberlynn says, or she asks, so am I leaving? And then she goes, wait, I read that wrong. I also have moments where I snap on you. I haven't been able to find Rarity all day. I need help finding her, please. I've been calling her name and looking everywhere all day. And this is where Emily says, I'm afraid to come home to BH. Amberlynn responds, I didn't go to the back porch. Don't be afraid. I'm not going to cause you any stress. You can come home and go into the bedroom. I'll stay in the living room till you wake up for work. And that's what I read before. And I'm not sure. Oh, this is all November 17th as well, by the way. Oh, very interesting. At 10:26 p.m. this one was. Oh, I'm so sad we can't see the last one. The date for the timestamp for the last one. Okay, so the first one was sent, at 10:06 p.m. The next one shows messages from 10:26 p.m. 20 minutes later. When was the photo? Okay, thank goodness. I left this freaking thing open. So she screenshotted this at 9:41, basically 9:42 p.m. So this happened right before the messages that we're seeing from Emily. Straight up kicked me. I'm done. I'm calling and packing now. I'm calling her now. Emily denies kicking her. And Amberlynn's claiming she's going back to Oklahoma. And then accuses Emily of faking it. She says, how can you fake something like that to the photo? What the fuck? And then it cuts off, but Emily starts saying the fact that you're denying you. And it cuts off there. Okay, so let's go back to the other screenshots. Oh my god. Okay, so then at 10:06, after Amberlynn accuses Emily of lying about the nail marks and says that she's on the phone with her mom, saying that she's getting ready to leave and packing all her shit, she asks, so am I leaving? As if, like, they're already discussing, or as if she's the one probably making sure. Oh my god. Amber, you're the one who wanted to stay so bad. We can see it. Oh my god. Because she already said, oh, I'm gonna leave, I'm packing my shit, I'm on the phone with my mom. And then here she goes, so am I leaving? She's like, oh my god. We all know what I'm like getting at here, right? We can all see this. Oh my god. And then later, 20 minutes later, she goes, okay, hold on. I didn't read these full things yet. Okay, so Emily responds at some point, if you didn't hurt me on purpose, why would you regret it? Get real. I don't want you to touch me. Amber says, I regret anything I've done that has hurt you. I understand. OMG, Princess is out. She just went upstairs into the bedroom. I was so confused for a minute. So it's just so interesting that she brings up Princess, like, making it out. It's almost like because the fact that Rarity being out wasn't enough to get Emily home. She says that Princess got out, but Emily didn't respond right away. So she probably because Emily didn't respond within a minute, she just sent another message saying that she's actually not out. Anyway, and then she goes, Emily, can I ask you something? Emily goes, what? And Amberlynn goes, can I have another chance? And Emily says, no. Amberlynn goes, so you want me to pack my bags and leave? Like, girl, you just said you were just doing that and you were on the phone with your mom. You just said that. Okay, because this is right, so this is obviously a continuation. This is also around 10:30. And Emily goes, anyway, Emily responds yes to Amberlynn asking about packing your bags and leaving. And then Amberlynn goes, check Snap, please. God. Like, why do you have to be messaging on fucking Messenger and Snap? Emily says, I've been abused before and I was dumb to have stayed with her because look what it led to. Amberlynn says, I would never do that. Ugh, I sent the whole video. It's taking forever to send. And that's it. That's all we get. I wonder if Amberlynn even realizes that the text that she was showing was right before these. And it's like 2 examples of Amberlynn like begging to stay pretty much. Ew. That's so crazy. I can't believe I noticed that. Has anyone else noticed that? Surely they have.
Fucking argument happened wee in the morning. Wee in the morning. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like 5 a.m., 4 a.m., like around that time, I would say. And Emily has a massive house, and a lot of the
Wait, what is she saying?
our huge fucking argument happened wee in the morning. Wee in the morning. I mean, I'm telling you, it was like 5 a.m., 4 a.m., like around that time, I would say.
That is 4 a.m. is when her first screenshot was taken. If we're okay, I'm just assuming that those dates is just when she took the screenshots. I really am. Because I'm pretty sure that's what it actually is. It's so confusing, actually. Like, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know. I really don't know.
And Emily has a massive house, and a lot of the cats, like her cat Daniel, Princess, Wasabi, Rarity, they all like to be in the basement. That's where they went to the bathroom. They would eat down there. They would play down there. They would just hang out down there. That's where they like to chill. They had free roam of the whole place, but that is where they were a lot of the time. So normal pattern of the day is a lot of the time, like you didn't see a cat. You didn't see a cat because they were all hanging out doing their damn thing at the basement. That's just what they did. It would be later at night. She would pop out, follow me around. And I noticed that normally the time when I would see her, I didn't see her. I was like, that's weird. Like throughout the day, I'm thinking, okay, like she's probably in the basement. It was just normal everyday life. Nothing seemed off. And then it was like around the time where like, the cats start to come out. They're like coming up to the living room or the bedroom, starting to just venture out a little bit more. I was like, it's weird. I've seen most of the cats today, but I haven't seen Rarity. And that's when I was like, what the heck? So I went down to the basement and I didn't see her. And I was like, this is confusing. I'm calling her name. I'm going to floor number 1, floor number 2, floor number 3, floor number 4. And I'm like, why isn't she coming out? I mean, if I say Rarity one time, she comes to me. Like that, she was glued to my hip. But since she had such free roam of such a huge house, she took her favorite spot and she loved to be there. That was the basement. So when I noticed, okay, she's not coming to me.
So she was glued to your hip, but she was like never around you until late at night. I mean, I guess that is when Amberlynn's awake.
Like I'm shaking treats, she's not coming to me. Something is not right. That is when I messaged Emily because the pattern was then broke. That's when I was like, what is going on? So the fact that like Emily is like turning this into, I don't know if she like let her out on purpose when you let her out because you left the fucking door open is sick. Sick. Where's the next messages? Snowflake says, well, that does.
I don't think Emily does know that for sure. I think that's just what you told her. And like, that's just what you told her.
Doesn't look good. In his head, he's like, that looks great. That looks amazing. Like, that looks so fucking good. He's probably thinking in his head, I'm gonna get that money. And then he said, she made a couple videos crying about Rarity. Were you off screen watching this and what did you think? Because her acting is shit. I've always thought I didn't buy she was genuinely sad. I wish I still had the original fucking videos. Me editing out my actual breakdowns missing Rarity. And oh my God, Emily, your response, I swear to God, I have kept my mouth shut about so many things. I'm not trying to be threatening, but if your response does not show how much I fucking love Rarity and how heartbroken I was that she was missing, I was literally tormented every single day, then I know you're a fucking shit person, the shittiest person I've ever known in my fucking life. Let's see your response. I was home for a few of them that she filmed. It was always after a fight between her and I. I think she wanted to take advantage of the tears and the crying and put it on camera. You're insane. I have never experienced someone like you in my life.
Except, like, how many times do we literally see her do that in Jade era so far? Get on camera when her nose and her eyes are all fucking red and puffy and it's obvious that she's just been crying. Like, not for the specific purpose of anything, but she does do that a lot. Gets on camera right after she's been crying.
And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this...
Oh, yeah. But remember, at the start of all this, she was saying that, oh, no, Emily was the victim of... This is the person who, like, did the whole held Emily at, Schmun Point or whatever, right? If I remember correctly.
At this point, I don't know. I would do anything just to speak to you personally. I will never share anything, but I need someone who understands because this is fucking crazy. I even asked her why you would film right now if you're this upset. Like, video recordings that she would do of me. She also did it to Megan while Megan was naked. And I've seen it with my own eyeballs. I've seen it with my own eyes. Emily would push and push and push Megan until Megan would react the same way I did. When I first saw this video, this was before.
But I thought Emily was the victim. I thought Emily was the one who was being abused. Is that just not true anymore because you've been pushed to your limit?
This was before any like betrayals or anything like that. And I was like looking and I'm like, damn, this Megan girl, like what the hell? What's her problem? And then I understood. And then I understood. And then I saw myself in Megan. Emily goes.
When? Like right now? Right this second? Because early... Is Megan the diabetic in the basement, right? I'm not confused about this. I'm not going to say anything more in case I am confused. But... Jesus Christ.
A person can only watch so many. I have to really hurry up. A person can only watch so much about Legos choosing an occasional bingo session before boredom sets in. She really doesn't do a lot of anything. I'm never bored. That's one thing I am. Never bored. Snowflake says.
It's such a stupid point. Whatever.
I always thought her rarity videos seemed fake. Well, so did everyone, not just me. They weren't fake. They were real. And guess what? You both are dancing with the devil. You're both the fucking devils. You're both devils. Emily replies, usually when she knows she's in the wrong but doesn't want to admit it, she's over the top and extra and dramatic about things, and she was definitely over the top. I'm dramatic and over the top when I know I'm right. What was she like in the following weeks or however long?
No, girl, you're just dramatic and over the top like all the fucking time about everything.
She sad about Rarity? Did she talk about Rarity? Every fucking day. We did talk about her because I was actively searching.
Like, except when it matters, though, is the thing, which is what makes it fucking weird.
For her? Yeah. She literally made my mourning and my pain about her because I was searching for her. That's the only reason why we were talking about her. You're so fucking dumb, bro. Oh, that feels good. Wow. She would say how much she missed her every once in a while, but she definitely handled it better than I would have ever if I lost my pet. Do I know what happened the first time it snowed? I had a full-fledged panic attack. Why? Because all I could do was think about Rarity. You want to know what her response was? Nothing. She sat on her phone and scrolled. So you know what I did? I turned over in bed and I started crying. I was crying. After my panic attack, I was like, holy fuck, this bitch hates me. I was like, genuinely, she hates me. So I rolled over and I was like, normally I would have been like, why aren't you comforting me? Like, what is actually happening? I rolled over and guess what happened? Guess what happened? Full-fledged fight. Full-fledged fight. Because you know what she said to me? Are you crying again? That's what I dealt with. That's what I dealt with. That's what I dealt with.
She says it as if it's like something so big every time. That's what I dealt with. That's what I dealt with. When we know the truth of like her constant fucking crying. Like, I guarantee you this fight didn't just happen because she was sad about Rarity. I guarantee you. She probably started some bullshit earlier that day.
Yeah, I am crying. Because my cat could be in the snow, could be in the cold, could be dying. That's why I'm fucking crying. That's why I had an anxiety attack. And who was there to comfort me? Nobody. Even though you were 1 centimeter away from me. She would cry sometimes, but she didn't cry like she don't care.
Then leave. Then is it not? Take the hint. Take the fucking hint then. God damn.
About her. Fucking liar. I definitely feel like she was a huge distraction from the big fight that ever happened. It seemed to blow over fast, and it should have. I wanted to keep it civil while she was here.
It's almost like she knows it's not the real truth of it. She knows that Emily's not being that vindictive, and that's why it's not that big enough of a deal for her to leave.
We were looking for the cat. And by the way, Snowflake.
She just makes it seem like that so that she has something to try to guilt Emily about.
Sorry, I have the thought of hygiene. And I'm unhinged as fuck right now. You asked Emily about my hygiene.
Oh, God.
She ate my pussy and she ate my pussy good. And she loved every fucking second of it. So ask her again about my hygiene. Ask her again. Ask her again. I wanted to keep it civil, blah, blah, blah. Then she tried.
You're both nasty. You're both foul. Oh, God, I just noticed this video hit the 2-hour mark. I hope you guys like the movie-length videos.
Tried signing up for therapy, blah, blah. Sorry. The truth hurts. I don't know what to say about it. We would argue on and off, though. She was actually trying to minimize her tantrums. I never minimized my tantrums. Never. I had bought those tickets for her. All this happened. They were really expensive. And because they were a premium seat, I couldn't resell them. I knew how much it meant for her to see Billy, so I took her. I tend to forgive too easily. I guess. You forgive too easily? You? You? You're literally stabbing me, and I'm apologizing to you for getting blood on your floor. You forgive too easily?
Girl, you're both awful to each other.
What did I do to you? What did I do to you? Snowflake says, how did you get her to leave eventually? Because she told us she left because she was a grown-up and had an apartment or some nonsense. Yeah, that was because I didn't want to say the truth. I was in an abusive relationship and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I was super fucking depressed and I was miserable. People were saying that. Zachary Michael, hi.
I thought you were never supposed to be staying there for 3 months in the first place anyway. So what do you mean, like, that's why you left? So if that never would have happened, then would you never have left? Because that's what you wanted, isn't it? God, she's so transparent.
Zachary Michael would constantly say how miserable I looked in Wisconsin. Well, I mean, he does work at the Amberlynn Reed factory, so he does know me pretty well. And he saw that. He saw that. And I would deny it and deny it and deny it and deny it.
Everyone saw it, please.
Yeah. Also, again, while it's in my head and I'm awake, I driving her home. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Actually, it was great. It was great. We argued in the beginning because she's insane. She was so fucking awful to me in the beginning of the car ride. It was crazy. We had decided that we were going to stay together, but we were going to do a long distance relationship because I couldn't do it anymore. I could not be in Wisconsin anymore. And I was going to give her another chance. It was our last morning together. I thought it was going to be good, but she was so mean to me. She even admitted finally after the argument, she was like, I shouldn't have been like that. She does this thing where she either disassociates, where she literally is like checked out completely, or she is awful to me. But then after the argument, it was really good. The whole car ride was really good. We sang, we ate, we had a good time. Genuinely, the car ride was good. So let's see what she says. She couldn't keep her normal behavior for too long before her true self came out again. That's you. And we started arguing all the time. I finally got to the point where I couldn't take it anymore and told her she's going back home. I drove her back home to Oklahoma myself instead of waiting for her mom to come to it. I don't know if why she was so insistent on making it seem like it was her decision, because it was. I drove 19 hours straight though and flew home the next day. It took that long because of all the stops she had to take. Emily, that's part of your kink. The stops we had to take was due to my size. And you loved my size. You loved my legs. You loved my legs. So I don't know why you have to like throw subtle shade when like low-key you love that. So that's cool though.
Because it's part of it, Amber. Like, god damn, how do you not get it? How do you not get it? That part of the kink is degrading you.
That was the longest drive of my life, figuratively and literally. Interesting. Within the first hour of the drive, she was screaming at me so much that Twinkie freaked out and jumped under my feet of the driver's side floor. That didn't happen. I was driving on the highway and I had to pull over because she won't come out. What the fuck? That never happened. I don't even remember what she was mad at me about. We argued. We did argue. We absolutely did, because you were rude to me the whole morning. Awful. Like I said, she would wake up and rage out of nowhere. Out of genuinely nowhere. I think it was a comment over me getting to choose the music on the radio since I was...
And again, like, I totally believe this radio thing too as the reason why, because there's a clip of Amber and Mama Lynn saying, like, or Mama Lynn was saying to Amberlynn, like, even the music's good, because Amberlynn had to play her fucking music the whole way.
Driving that long and she wanted to choose to listen to had nothing to do with music. We had a literal playlist on Spotify that had both of our music combined. What are you talking about? After she was back home, she tried bringing me back in, saying she was going to therapy and actually working on it, and maybe the distance would help be good, and eventually we'd be together again after the fighting. We had a lot of on and off again. Every time I tried to cut things off, she'd always have some sort of hell scare to bring me back in. Sorry, I have to hurry. Literally the morning after, she messaged me, I want you home again. It's so sad not having you here. I miss you so much. I want you next to me. All sweet and mushy gushy bullshit. Emily, there are two sides to you. There's the Emily that I genuinely fell in love with. I don't even know if that's real, actually. I don't know what's real anymore. And then there's like the side of you that is like so, it's scary. I don't know the word for it, but it's black and white. It is like night and day, like genuinely. And you have hurt me so.
Is it really black and white, or is it you that's black and white, Amber? God damn.
So bad that I'm here in front of so many people showing a side of me that only comes out when I am wronged so many times. You have lied and lied and lied. You have fat shamed me. You have made me feel guilty.
Look what you made me do.
For wanting to lose weight. You have cheated on me. You have made me feel like shit. You have used your late fiance as a weapon. You have literally
cheated? How did Emily cheat? Who did she cheat with? That's kind of, I think I swear to God, in the next couple, she denies that Emily cheated. I'm thinking so.
Talked to an ex behind my back, hid those notifications from me, and then when I found out, I was fucking distraught. If I was in the wrong, I would not be making this content. I would not be on this live stream right now. I would not be on this live stream at all in the slightest.
Girl, like, she's so delusional.
I would not be able to, I would not have the strength. Snowflake, she's in the interview, she found out some big drama, and then turned like, also poor Twinkie. It's not poor Twinkie, I love Twinkie more than anything in this world. I love my pets more than
Wait, if she says if she was wrong, she wouldn't have the strength to do this? The fuck? That doesn't make any sense.
Love myself. Point blank peer. Anytime I see that dog on camera, they look terrified. Twinkie is a chihuahua. When I first got Twinkie, she would puke in the car. She would shake in the car. She would shake constant ad nauseum, no matter what was happening around her. She would shake near a broom. She would shake near a vacuum. She would shake when someone walked up behind her, and guess what she does not do anymore and hasn't done for years? Any of those things. She loves her mama, and I love her too. And then he goes, I probably remember wrong, but I'm sure Amber said she was on FaceTime with you when she was in a store with her mom. What? When you ended it? How did you end it and how did she take it? You make no sense. That never happened. I don't even know what that means. Let's see what she said. Both her pets would get scared or in a tantrum. I felt so bad for him. She's referring to about being in a grocery store. I had to end it a multitude of reasons. She obviously didn't take it well. When we broke up, before she decided to do this little weird thing with Snowflake, it was because I said, leave me the fuck alone. I expressed to her how I felt about something, and she gaslighted me. She made me feel like I didn't deserve to have feelings. That is what happened. So.
That's not what gaslighting is.
Sometimes she's civil, and sometimes she's absolutely unhinged. What makes me unhinged, Emily? What makes me unhinged? You. Your lies, your deceit, your betrayal, your cruel words, you're mean. You're mean-spirited. You're a mean person. She did a lot of threatening anytime she felt like she didn't have control of the situation. I'm so worried she's going to totally lose it when she finds out I talk to you. Because you know me. You know when you do things that hurt me, I lose it. You worked in the mental health field, Emily. You worked with BPD patients. You would constantly tell me, like, Amberlynn, you are straight up BPD. You would tell me that constantly. You knew what triggered me. You never did a single thing to help calm me. Ever. You would purposely do things to trigger me. It reminded me of that video of Megan, and that's heartbreaking.
It's like, do I really have to say anything else? But then she has to go bring up Megan again. Like, girl, in the beginning of the live stream, you weren't on Megan's side, and now you are. Because Emily's, like, gone too far, I guess. And it's so, like, indicative.
Maybe she was just rough on me. I didn't put her in the limit. Okay, so most of this is just... Okay, thank God. I was able to end it. Yay!
Howdy, y'all. So, I am recording this after I have edited the bulk of the video. It's just that the whole timeline with the photos Amberlynn showed of the arm, of this whole arm situation with the... God, how did she say it? I know it... Gauges. Yeah, with the gauges situation. It was just still so strange to me. So I put everything in a timeline, and I went back to the first Emily crash out, and I realized that this fight, it started with Emily texting Andrea, supposedly. That's how this whole thing started. And Amberlynn, in the video, just now, well, potentially about 2 hours ago, and, well, Amberlynn, in the last 2 hours, stated at some point, that their argument started around 4 or 5 a.m. And in the photo, well, okay, so I'm going to try to be as concise as I can. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place with this. It's a lot of information. So Amberlynn took the first screenshot at about 4:30 in the morning. She also stated that the argument started that day. Like, this would be the day that Rarity, quote, went missing. This is when this argument started. It's the same thing. It's the same one. So she states that this argument started. Let me grab the first photo. Around 4 or 5 a.m., right? So here's the photo. It's clearly dark outside. So I believe that Amber took this screenshot because she truly believed that it showed absolutely nothing, and that's why she took it. And I believe that she took the screenshot pretty much right after Emily sent the photo. That's what I believe happened. And I believe she took it because she believed that it showed nothing. So I do think that it was sent around 4 or 5 a.m., right around where their argument started. But also about that photo is it shows that Emily is out in her vehicle. I think she has a truck. She's out in her truck, so she has already left the house once. That means that she would have had to come back at some point to have been able to leave the door open for Amber to have not, like, gone near it later on in the timeline. So anyway, so Emily has to have come back at some point to leave again. And after she leaves again is when Amber takes the second screenshot. Let me grab that one. Okay, so we all remember this. And what's interesting about this photo again is it also looks like it is still dark outside. And because it is now like later at night, it's not crazy that maybe Emily would have grabbed a jacket or something before she left this time, perhaps. So yeah, it is very possible that, again, I think Amber screenshotted this right after it happened. This wasn't days later, this was the same day. Okay, and here's the other thing I wanted to do was, I have both of the photos here. I am not 100% certain that these are in exactly the same spot. They might be, though. There also might be a little something here, perhaps, maybe. It's very interesting. However, anyway, moving on. So here is one of the screenshots that was from this day. This happened at 10:06. So about 25 minutes after the second screenshot was taken. And Amber admits that she has moments where she snaps on Emily, claims that she can't find Rarity all day. And then Emily claims that she's afraid to come home, which we knew. But more importantly, we get to the second set of screenshots from about 20 minutes later, after this one, where Emily says, "If you didn't hurt me on purpose, why would you regret it? Get real." Which, thinking about that, it means that Amber must have admitted that she did do it, except it's just that it wasn't on purpose, right? So, and then Amberlynn continues on to say here, "I regret anything I've done that has hurt you," which is also not another flat out denial of it. And then also right after that, claims that Princess is out to try, and it feels like she's using the cats to try and like change the topic. But then after that, after saying that she regrets anything she's done that may have hurt Emily, she asks for another chance to stay. So it's just like, if Emily really did just kick Amberlynn, they've been arguing for hours, and also just faked these nail marks, why is Amberlynn asking for another chance to stay? And then when Emily says, like, "No, I want you to leave," Amber just continues. She says, "Check Snap, please." She sent a whole video, probably of just her talking, trying to convince Emily to stay. But yeah, that's the timeline. That's all of the information we have. And then honestly, like, every time I go through this, I feel so sure that, oh wait, this is exactly what happened. And then I'll think, like, we'll get to the next part, and then I'm just like, wait, I'm not sure again. Because there's also the thing that Emily tried to say that she was bleeding and there was gouges taken out of her, gouges. And there just so clearly was not. It so clearly was not that. So like, why is Emily lying? Why are they both lying? So that's like the thing. Like, why are they both lying? That's the only thing we can be sure of, I feel, is that they are, like, matter of fact, both lying about what happened. So, like, anyway, that is my final timeline. That's all the information that we have regarding, like, surrounding the photos, I believe, anyway. Maybe she reveals more in the next two live streams. I don't think so, but we'll see. Maybe we will end up revisiting this timeline and making some edits to it. Anyways, I am going to call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see all of you tomorrow.